Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from LovenStamps, and this is another Maker Mornings with Meg video. So today's video is kind of a special day. So it is a Paper Pumpkin huge opportunity day, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But the thing you're gonna need to know is this Home Run 0521. I'll get back to that. So we're gonna do a card today that is a mashup of beautiful things from the new catalog, the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper, which is featured on the cover right there. I don't know about you, but when I saw this paper, it really jumped out at me as something that I had to have right away. Hey Cindy and Kathy and Tanya and Trish, and hold on a second because I think I need to let the dog outside. But this paper is so pretty. Let me show it to you. It just came yesterday, so as you can get expedited shipping on your orders, and of course this one I had to expedite because I couldn't wait to get it. And here it is in person. So can you see that gorgeous paper? Good morning guys. Hi Elaine and Jennifer and Margie and Sandy and everybody. So there are, I'll just take it all out because it's so gorgeous. There are these patterns with the gold foil in them, and they are these. Let's see, I can get these around for you. There we go. Okay, plus or minus, there are the gold foil patterns, and you can see them getting like all shiny and gorgeous and so forth. And then the back sides are not foiled, but continue the same or similar gorgeous pattern theme. Whoa, so much paper, can't hold it all. Except that piece. Really, really pretty. And the stamp set is a gorgeous complement to it because it features some of those same like watercolor kind of images. So if you like the idea of gorgeous like alcohol inked beauty in the backgrounds of things or in the foregrounds of things, this stamp set will make it super easy, and the paper, and you'll get the same exact results every time, which I know is a relief for a lot of us. So I thought today, if I was going to show you some paper pumpkin things, I would combine the paper pumpkin kit. So this was April's So Cool, which is available as a refill. So the link is in the video description. Combine this paper pumpkin with the gorgeous new papers from Inked Expressions to come up with a fun mashup project. So now the reason that I'm telling you about this is that today, May 7th, Stampin' Up! Just started a really great special for Paper Pumpkin. So if you've never subscribed to Paper Pumpkin before and you would be new, right now, today, as soon as we get done with this video or while you're watching, is the time to subscribe. And there's a link in the video description. So whether you're watching now on Facebook or later on YouTube, click the link in the video description. It'll take you to the paperpumpkin.com website, and you will be shopping with me if you use that same link. And you're gonna wanna enter the code HOMERUN 0521. My handwriting is a little sketchy. If for some reason it doesn't link to me, you can search for me, and it's Meg Loven. I live in Illinois, if you didn't know. But you're gonna wanna get that because it's $5 to try Paper Pumpkin, which is pretty much the cost of it's like a quarter, less than a quarter of the normal cost. Normally it's $22, which is a great deal because the stuff that you get in Paper Pumpkin includes everything: stamps, ink, embellishment, did I mention a stamp set? And an ink spot, the embellishments, the papers, all the stuff that you need to make an assortment of cards. And I just showed this in episode 130, so I'm not going to show you the whole deal, but this was the kit from April. And if you can use the project pieces included to make exactly what's shown, or you can totally swap it up and do something totally different. So in that video, I did one of the projects as shown. So it's this cute little popsicle card, and they come with envelopes too. And then I also did this version of it, which used the stamps and the inks, and then some other supplies to make something that was just a little bit different. So I'm getting off camera here. Anyway, Paper Pumpkin is really fun. And so today we're gonna combine that Paper Pumpkin with Inked Expressions from the new catalog. And if you have never subscribed, you can get the special. If you are a subscriber, that's awesome because you already have this one. So you'll be able to make this card if you wanted to add the inked and expression supplies. I would encourage you to think about, I've already done this morning, think about someone you know who might like to stamp with you and get them to sign up for the $5 special. There's no like hook in it. You don't have to do it for a certain number of months or anything. You could do it just for the first kit and then, you know, let it go after that. There's no like long-term commitment, except that you'll maybe love it. And if you look at it, like sign up for, if you do it for 2 months, it's like they were less than half price each. So you're still in good shape. But the kit for June is going to be the Batter Up kit, which is got a kind of a baseball theme. So for your baseball fans, I know around here you're Cubs and Cards, but I know other people like different teams. But anyway, if you have a baseball fan, it'd be great for cards for them. And so whether your friend that you want to stamp with is near you or not, get them to sign up. Get them to use their code today. This code is good through the 10th or while supplies last. And I don't know, we've never done this before, if it'll sell out by lunchtime or what, but you can then stamp together. So you'll each get your box, you'll go to your mailbox, you'll open up your mailbox, there'll be this fun orange box in it, and you can call up your friend, oh my gosh, my kit came today. They'll say, oh my gosh, my kit came yesterday. I wasn't gonna, like, you know, I didn't want you to feel bad, yours wasn't here. Anyway, so then you'll have your kits and you could do like a Zoom call together or a FaceTime call or something and do your stamping together. I don't know, maybe we should have a paper pumpkin party. It's a plan. I'm gonna have a paper pumpkin party after the Batter Up kits arrive. So if you get your paper pumpkin, if you're a paper pumpkin subscriber with me, you're invited. If you are, this is like hot off the press, party time. I'll get a date and we'll figure it out. I'll post it to all my subscribers. If you're a new subscriber, you'll be able to come if you get your new subscription from me or if you're current. So we'll stamp together. Okay, are you guys ready to see a card? I can see lots of fun people gathering. Happy Friday, Deborah and Pam and everybody. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip our camera down so that we can get stamping. And let's see here. Okay, I also hear my dog barking, so I'm hoping that one of my kids will go get it. All right, so this is the card that we're gonna start with. So this is straight out of the paper pumpkin box. You can kind of see these different ones that were here for last month. And if you really love this kit, you can go get it as a refill. You do have to be a subscriber to get the refill kit. So I don't want you to be surprised. It's a perk, and you can go back and get a whole bunch of the retired kits if you'd like, so. All right, then I'm going to bring this in though, because I want to just use the front of this, and I'm going to trim off the edge here. So just like this. And I am going to bring in a background because I said we were gonna use this Inked Expressions paper, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. Now the paper I've decided to use is one that has kind of a big piece of white on the back. So it's, where's the full sheet? This paper here. And I've cut this down so that this layer is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And 4 inches is a great size because you can get 3 strips from your whole piece of designer series paper. But I loved that this paper had some big white space on it because when we put this on top, it doesn't totally like wash out. So you could kind of see, I thought about using this paper because these greens are so perfect together. Actually, it would be pretty nice with this one, but something like this was just a little bit busier. So I figured adding this white background would be nice. Okay, so now what color card base to use for this? I decided to grab a piece of jade cardstock. So here is just jade, and we're gonna layer like this, and you can see how beautiful those colors are together. So one of the fabulous perks of Paper Pumpkin is that the colors are still Stampin' Up! Colors. So when your kits come, they'll list the colors that are included. They'll include a little ink spot in one of the Stampin' Up! Colors. So every month you get Paper Pumpkin, you're building your collection of ink and stamps. So, all right, so this is really pretty, but I know you guys who've been watching for the past couple episodes know that I am a huge fan of adding this basic black layer underneath to give us just a really fine line around the edge. And so this is cut just an eighth of an inch bigger. And you can see how that really sets off those colors there, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and stick this piece down. And yeah, Sue says a great color cardstock. Kathy says she loves Artistically Inked. I know, I mean, there's gotta be a reason they put it on the cover, right? It's beautiful. So I'm gonna pop this then onto our Just Jade. So our card base is gonna kind of stay here. And you can see it's a really fine line around the edge, which I love because it just is enough to set off our color. So there's our Granny Apple Green Kiwi paper that's gonna set across there. All right, now somebody asked me just yesterday actually about how you pick embellishments to go with a card. So how do you decide what rhinestones or what gems or what everything you want to put on there? So one of the things that Stampin' Up! Does really well is come up with suites of projects where everything matches. And the thing that's included with this suite is the inked ephemera, or what are they called? Expressions in Ink ephemera kit, ephemera pack, which is these guys. And I'll show it to you on the back first because it's easier to see. But they are those fun pieces, and they're actually all in gold foil. So very pretty here, right? And a set of sequins, which you guys know that I adore, little iridescent sequins. So when you're not sure what to use, look at the suite. See if there was an ephemera kit or a set of rhinestones or something that was designed to go with it, okay? So in this case, we're gonna go ahead and use this little bit here. Oh, maybe one of these, actually. I did my other version of this with the pieces. Now, there's these little tiny gold elements that I'm punching out. I'm gonna hang on to those because you never know what you might want to use them for, and definitely these like big center shapes, hang on to those. In this bigger one here, there's a center shape that has a thing in the middle of it, a little bit of leafing, but it would be easy to cover that up depending on how we're using it. So all these scraps, just put them back in the package, and then you never know what you might want to pull them out for, okay? All right, so I have two choices here for our little frame. We are going to bring in our stamp set, and instead of the stamps that came with Paper Pumpkin, I'm going with my Artistically Inked stamps, and they are here. And the color that I'm gonna use for this, I'm gonna pull from our kit. So I have Bermuda Bay, and I'm gonna pull in Just Jade and Granny Apple Green. And Bermuda Bay, the spot that comes with this kit, or came with this kit, was little, but I like to use my big ink pads because I have them. The next kit is called, I told you, it's called Batter Up, and I'm not sure what color ink will be in that one, but you can be sure that it will be a great addition to the projects. So for our stamps, we're gonna use some of these flowers because they're gorgeous and you'll have a chance to see them stamped. We're gonna use those on the inside. But I'm gonna grab my Thanks stamp here, and on a piece of basic white, I'm not sure, is this piece wide enough? Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use a wider piece because we can always trim that down if we want to. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick with Just Jade because it matches the front of our card so well. And I don't remember if that's what I used last time or not, so I'm gonna pop this on here. So like I said with Paper Pumpkin, you don't know for sure what's gonna be in your kit. You know what the theme is, but you can rest assured that it's always gonna be a fabulous kit. And you'll have lots of ideas for making alternate projects if you want to try branching out from what's actually included. Okay, so here we have our Thanks, and I'm gonna go ahead and trim. I don't trust myself to trim that big space straight, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop it on here and trim that. And I think I'm gonna make it a little less tall, not a lot, because I want our space to be kind of weighted to the bottom. I don't really want to center it so much, just for artistic purposes. And then this is gonna pop down here at the bottom. Oh, I like that. Okay, now we have to decide which of the greeting accents we're gonna use. So we could do this and put this underneath. It seems a little too centered. That would be okay. Ooh, I wonder, what if we put it halfway underneath? Oh, that's kind of cool. What do you guys think of that? Or we could use this guy, which, oh, he's not quite big enough either. We could pop it underneath like that, or actually maybe on top. These are kind of cool shapes, actually. Give you a lot of flexible possibilities. Or we could go back to our package and we could grab one of these bigger ones. I'll punch it out from the back side so you're not all glared out. And you can see that they're laser cut really nicely, so they pop right out of here. They are a little bit lighter than cardstock weight, but they're a lot heavier than just foil. So they're sort of a paper-backed foil. And oh, I thought that was a join spot. And I'll show you how we're gonna glue this on, because that's the other question that I had from somebody recently about this. Like, how do you get that on your project? Oh, and you know what? I kind of like that one. So we're gonna save these for another one, and I'm gonna use this big one here. All right. Yeah, lots of people loving the inked expression suite. So, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and glue this down. And so I'm going to go ahead and do these parts first, because I don't want our image to move once we've put it on there, just because that gold stuff is so delicate. So I'm gonna just pop some dimensionals here on the back of our popsicle. Okay, and we'll give that a little jaunty angle. And then I'm gonna actually pop up this with a couple dimensionals too. And we're gonna add this here towards the bottom. And oh, here's a trick I showed the other day. This dimensional is gonna fall off the edge of the die cut, which is on a dimensional, or the layer. So I'm gonna pop 2 dimensionals, a double dimensional sandwich on there to highlight that and have it pop up so it doesn't end up flat on one side. Okay, and now we have this fabulous element to add on. So I'm gonna look at where I can put glue. So I can put glue towards the end of this, and I might go ahead and glue a little bit at this end too. So with that in mind, I'm gonna flip this over, okay? Now, you can do this a number of ways, but one of the things that I like to use is the leftover dimensional background sheets. So you can see I have a teeny bit of dimensional left on this. This makes a great tossable adhesive layer. You can also use your silicone mat, which we used kind of recently. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take my multi-purpose liquid glue. Here's a hint for you. I keep mine in. It's a perfect size for a shot glass. You can have one from some fabulous place that you traveled with Stampin' Up, like Cannes in the French Riviera. But where I store my adhesive is like this. So can you see that? That way the glue is always right at the tip of my tip of my pen where I want to use it, so that you don't have to squeeze or try and shake it or anything. So with this glue, I'm going to hold my paper in place because I want to make sure that my paper doesn't move. And if you can see it is enough glue, is usually what I tell people. And then I'm going to pop some on this end, okay? Because I want to try to avoid getting the glue on the front side, which I kind of failed at, but I'll show you how I got around that. And then that little gluey paper can just go into the garbage. And I'm gonna pop this on here, okay? And get this set down. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, with my finger, and then I'll kind of clean this off here in a second, I'm just gonna brush along the edge of the gold, and that's gonna take away some of the glue from the top. You have kind of a limited amount of time to do that. And then I'm going to just wipe my fingers off on my chamois, because that's how I always wash my fingers when I don't want to get up and go wash my hands. All right, so then you can see that our gold element is stuck down. And really that gold element is so light that this will keep it stuck down with no problem. It's not gonna come off. Even if you can see the glue, you know it's enough. All right, you guys ready to see the stamps in action? I'm gonna get some of this stuff out of the way, because the inside of our card is going to use a piece of basic white cardstock, and we're gonna use some of these gorgeous stamps. So this little ephemera watercolor that is done so well in the designer series paper is echoed in the stamp set. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do sort of a floral motif. So I'm gonna grab my Granny Apple Green because I want this to be our lighter. And you don't have to stamp off with this stamp. You don't have to worry about the colors. You don't have to do anything. All the guesswork is taken out. All you have to do is ink it up and stamp it, and it is going to do like a natural fade for you. So there'll be some lighter spots and some darker spots. And isn't that so much fun? This is like a stamp set it's unlike any stamps that we've had before, and I'm really excited to give it a shot. Then I'm gonna grab Bermuda Bay, because this is echoed from our kit, and I'm gonna grab this rose, sort of smaller of the roses, and I'm gonna pop this on here just a little bit above, and I love the way those colors work together. And then we need some leaves for this. So here's my hint for adding leaves. So I could take this and I'm gonna ink it in just jade because that's our complementary dark. But if I put this over here, then it's gonna show on top of the flower, and I don't really want that. So instead, I'm gonna grab my rose and go ahead and stamp this here again. And I'm going to trim around this stamp. Now, I know that I oriented my stamp so that this roundy edge is on the bottom, which is where I want my leaves to go, so I'm not gonna worry. And you'll notice that I'm cutting exactly or even inside, see how I'm cutting some ink off, the image, because I don't want there to be a big space in between the stamping. And if you use a real heavy piece of paper or you use you line it up too close or you leave an edge, you're gonna get a white edge between your two images, and I want them to be really close adjacent. So now I've got my Post-it on here, and I'm going to grab my stamp again, something on there, and my Just Jade, and now I can stamp some leaves on there. And when we take our Post-it note away, we have our leaves right there on our flower. So a really pretty kind of accent. And you know what? I can't really get enough of this. So even though I always say if you aren't sure about adding one more, don't. I have to. I'm gonna add one more little bit over there. Okay, so there's our leaves on our flower. So then this is going to go, set that on my glue. Then this is gonna go inside our card, and we're gonna do some stamping in one more spot. I'm gonna show you where else, because this is a stamp set. This Expressions or Artistically Inked is a stamp set you will not be able to put down. You're just gonna wanna make card after card after card because it's so beautiful, and it really gives you that, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made that effect. So here's the front of our card with this paper pumpkin feature, and then our flowers and our accent on the inside. And since Paper Pumpkin comes with envelopes, let me flip through here and find, oh, there's the stamps that came. When you get the refill, you get all of the paper refills. You won't get the ink and the stamps, but you'll get all the papers and the fun stickers and so forth that were in this one. Okay, so here's our envelope. They're lined on the inside with this pretty printed border, so just like that. But I think we need something on the front of this clearly, so I'm gonna stamp this again, because I love it so. So there's our inked border. Here is our Bermuda Bay flower. And then here is our, remember to use your mask, so grab that Post-it note. They're really the best. And add our leaves there. I'm gonna overlap them just a little more. Okay, so there's the front of our card. So really, honestly, an absolutely beautiful suite of papers from Inked and Expressions, or Expressions Inked, Expressions in Ink. Absolutely gorgeous papers and so forth. And it's a really great combination with a watercolor from the So Cool Paper Pumpkin Kit. So if you are looking at subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, the code for the $5 special, if you're a new subscriber, is in the video description, and it's here one more time. If you are already a subscriber and you're like, I would like a $5 kit, use this chance to get someone to stamp with you, your next door neighbor, your grandkids, your grandmother, your, you know, whoever might like to have a crafting experience. And I kind of suggested earlier in the video, if you didn't see that part, they don't even have to live near you for you to stamp with them, because they can get their kit, you get their kit, and then you just do this. Like we stamp together, right? We get together for these videos, so you can get together with your person and do your stamping together too. So the subscription process is really easy. It's linked in the description. And like I said, when we got together, we're going to do a LovenStamps paper pumpkin party. So we're going to stamp our batter up kits together, when we get together. So if you're a subscriber with me, you will be invited to that. If you're a new subscriber with me, you'll be invited to that. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. We'll do it as maybe a Zoom call so that we can actually like talk to each other. So that information is coming soon because I just made it up while we were hanging out this morning. But yes, so Artistically Inked is one of my favorite new stamp sets. Totally unlike other stamps we've had in the past. And I know you're going to see a lot of projects from me in the future with this. I think that it will probably, no promises, be my June feature for the LovenStamps monthly tutorials. So I'll have some extra videos on that and some extra tutorials and so forth. So if you don't have to wait to get it, of course, you can get it early and be ready. And Tanya says, fun stamping together ball game class. Yes, I think there'll be a bonus extra credit if you show up wearing something baseball related. So it could be like your favorite Little League team, or it could be colors of your favorite baseball team. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. So, oh, and also if you are a LovenStamps demonstrator, of course, you'll also be invited to that too. So it'll be a good time. And I will, like I said, get the dates out. So if you subscribe, also you'll be able to get the refill kit for these paper pumpkins. So that will be coming. I hope you guys loved the expressions in ink as much as I do. I look forward to hearing about the projects you guys make with it, and all links are in the video description. So yeah, let me know if you have questions, and if you have any trouble with paper pumpkin subscription, also I'm happy to help you with that too. But I would recommend doing it as soon as possible for that $5 special. So to sign up, I think you'll need the email address of the person who's signing up, and then a credit card number that will go on the subscription kit. So if you were doing it for someone else, we can kind of talk about how that might work. You might just let them know you'd pay for it for 1 month or something like that. Or you could just get them. I mean, it's $5, right? Get them to sign up and have fun together. Oh, and Sue says, Happy Mother's Day. Thanks, Sue. Yeah. Stamp with your mother. If your mother is up for stamping, or your daughter or your granddaughter, or your aunt or your niece or your cousin or whoever, get them excited about this kit. And I hope you guys have a great Mother's Day too. Happy Mother's Day, Sue. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll be back on Monday with another Stampin' Up project for you. So thanks for watching. Happy stamping.